Here with Associate Head Coach Cody Sanderson, back for another edition of This Week in Penn State Wrestling. Coach, talk about last week. Had a little bit of a break. Were you happy with how the guys came back, and what types of things were you working on?
Yeah, we like the Thanksgiving break, the Thanksgiving holiday. We usually try not to schedule a competition that weekend. We think it's a great training cycle to get a little bit more time where we can wrestle hard and not have a match coming up. Also, it's good to let the guys have a little bit more time off for the holiday. And we also use that time to go back through the matches that we've had, the early matches in the season, evaluate where we are technically, tactically, condition-wise, and then address those, through the week. We did a lot of that. We focused on some of the main areas that we felt that we were having problems in. We spent a lot of time over those last 5-7 days.
You touched on evaluating the first 5 duels of the season. Where do you feel like the team is right now?
Right now, I think, as a coach, we're never quite where we want to be, but I think our guys are doing well. They're wrestling hard. I think they're going out there with the attitude that we want them to go out there with. We always stress you go out there with the right attitude, and we're going to be fine. So I think they're doing a good job there. Technique-wise, we need to get a little bit better in the top position. We're letting guys get away too easy. We're letting guys come to their feet, and instead of making them battle for that escape, we're letting them go a little too much. So that's something we've addressed. Another thing, technically, scoring from the front headlock. We're getting that position. It's one of those positions that you need to score from. Guys that win championships score in the front headlock, and that's another position we spend a lot of time in.
So the Nittany Lion Open is this weekend. Describe the challenges that event presents, being the number of times you'll wrestle over the course of the day.
I think it's a great event for that reason, is we just get an opportunity to get a lot of matches in. You can't see some of the things in practice that you find out in matches, and we get a chance to see several of them back to back. I think that's just a great learning situation. As far as the challenge for the guys, our guys are in great shape. I think as the day goes on, conditioning will become more of a factor, and I think it's to our advantage. If it's not to our advantage, then we're doing something wrong getting these guys prepared. As we get 4 or 5 matches in a day, our conditioning should be able to make a difference for us in those matches.
Without subtracting the injuries, how many guys are you expecting to compete this weekend?
Pretty much our whole roster, unless, you said some injuries and some other things. All our starters as well as all our non-starters and red shirts. So, with a few of those guys injured, I think that there could be, 25, 30 Penn State athletes out there on the mat this week.
Can you give us a little bit of an injury update on Brad Pataki, Clay Stedman, and then Michael Lorenzo?
Lorenzo, he's not back going hard yet. It's going to take a little while. Stedman is just as tolerated. His is kind of a chronic and long-term injury, and so we're just slowly working on getting that strength back. He's able to do a little bit more and more every week. Pataki, he's made some great progress recently, and this past week he was able to do significantly more hard wrestling in practice than he had previously. But we're taking it, a day at a time with him. We're not pushing it too fast. We need to make sure that we do it right and that he's ready to go before we get him out there.
Let's focus in on the freshmen a little bit. Have you been impressed with what they've been able to accomplish, or were those sort of your expectations heading into the season?
Well, we expect these guys to come out here and do well, because they expect that of themselves. Every one of those guys in the lineup, they expect to be winning right now. They expect to be competing and beating the best guys in the country. But I am proud of them. I think they're working hard in practice, and I think that they're going out and doing the things that they want to do. So, I think they're doing a great job. With freshmen, the key is always getting as many matches under their belt as possible. We're still seeing some of the freshman mistakes, freshman tendencies, and that's not that big of a deal as long as we're continuing to address and fix those. And it usually takes guys, 20 to 25 D1 starting matches before they really take that step where they're really challenging to be a national champion. And so these guys have plenty of time.
So the Nittany Lion Open this weekend, leading into a couple duels before the Christmas break with Lockhaven, Ohio State. Talk about what you would like to see this weekend, transitioning into those couple duels before Christmas.
Well, with the tournament, we don't know who we're going to be wrestling. It's an open tournament. We don't know. We have an idea what some teams might show up, but We don't really know what our competition level is going to be, but we expect it to be tough. So it'll be a good, solid weekend. And then, following that, we have 2 good duels. Lock Haven is going to come in here ready to go. Coach Waller over there is doing a great job preparing those guys. They've been doing well this season. They're going to come in here ready to go. And Ohio State, they want to come in here and beat us. And we welcome that challenge. We're excited to wrestle those guys. They beat us last year in that duel, and we're ready to turn around and maybe return the favor.
Coach, we appreciate your time. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.